Amelia, you'll never guess what. My son told me his friend just gave him some premium Texas steaks. Opportunities like this don't come around often, so I'm making us all my famous steak and homemade fries tonight. Go out and buy me some ingredients. Got it. And what do you need? Mushrooms, onions, garlic, potatoes, and olive oil. Was that it? I think that just about covers it. Oh, and of course, you can't forget the carrots, Brussels sprouts, and spinach. It's a family tradition of ours to have honey balsamic Brussels, roasted carrots, and creamed spinach with all our steaks. You see, darling, my family eats in style. Make sure you don't forget anything. Honey balsamic Brussels sprouts sounds amazing. Why, yes, dear, they are. But I didn't need you to tell me that. I'm fully aware of how impressive my culinary skills are. I've been compared to Gordon Ramsay in the past. Oh, and we will not be eating such quality steaks with low-quality vegetables. See to it that you buy the most expensive ingredients money can buy. Is that clear? Okay, buy quality stuff. Got it. When will we be eating? Let's say 7 p.m. You'll be going without any dinner if you're even a second late. Okay. Got it. Make sure you have a shower before you arrive. We don't need any unwelcome odors at the dinner table with us. All right, I'll make sure I'm done showering by 6. You do that, dear. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. That bumper box of fruit you got me as a New Year's gift has gone moldy. It was all so disgusting I couldn't bring myself to eat any of it. Are there any leftovers from the stew I cooked 2 days ago in the fridge? Yes, there's still some left. Excellent. That's what you'll be having for dinner tonight. No objections, I take it. I think leftovers are suitable feed for the likes of you. These premium Texas steaks would be wasted on you. Right. Sure thing. Are you done cleaning my house? Yep, I just finished. I scrubbed out that gravy stain on the sofa you mentioned. It just got done drying off. Terrific. Listen up, dear. I have another job for you. You're to stop off at the post office while you're out shopping for tonight's ingredients. I need you to send the letter on the front porch by first-class mail. After that, go to the laundrette and pick up my coat. Okay, sure thing. Post office and laundrette, right? No problem. I want everything done properly, which means I don't want to hear any nonsense about how you messed this up later on. Whether you get your leftovers for dinner tonight depends on whether I'm impressed by your performance on these errands. After all, if you can't even run errands for me properly, then you have no reason to exist. I see. No one loves you, dear. That's why you're lucky me and my family very kindly agreed to let you live in our house. You better be grateful. You are grateful, aren't you? Yes. Remember, dear, you have no friends and no family. There's not a soul in this world who cares about you. My son might have married you, but that doesn't mean he likes you. Never forget that I give your miserable life meaning by allowing you to run these errands for me. I'm pleased to be of use. Good, and so you should be. For a tragic loner like you, serving every whim and desire from me and my family is of the highest honor imaginable, and you should never forget how blessed you are. When I finally deem you worthy of being my son's wife, I'll grant you the privilege of eating the same food as us at dinner time. For now, it's leftovers. When you say worthy of being Michael's wife, what exactly do you mean? A wife who fulfills her feminine duties to perfection all the time. When you become a master chef, a housework expert. When you are able to wash my clothes so well that the exquisite smell of my freshly cleaned underwear makes me think I died and went to heaven. Only then will you win my long-sought-after approval. You still have a long way to go, of course. You're right. I'm a failure of a wife. You really are a groveling sycophant. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I have any expectations of you. I just think it's good for you to have goals. Don't think you get to escape when the going gets tough. You're with us forever. I'd never try and leave, Wilma. Besides, where would I go? It's just like you say, my parents are dead and I don't have any relatives I can rely on. You guys are all I have. Exactly, I'm glad you understand. As long as you continue to do what you're told, I'm happy to allow you to keep living with us. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna head out and grab those groceries now. Good news! My beloved daughter is finally coming home after all these years. Priscilla? Yes, I don't have any other daughters, you simpleton. Ah, but you haven't met her, have you? I met her briefly, once at mine and Michael's wedding. She's a professional chef, right? I heard her cooking skills are world class. Is it true she even once worked at the American Embassy in Japan once? My daughter is a cut above the rest. That's not all. She used to work at a 5-star restaurant in Paris. She lives in New Hampshire with her French husband now, so I hardly ever get to see her. The two of them opened a French restaurant up there a few years back, and it got awarded 4 stars last year. The whole town was there to celebrate. Wow, that's amazing. My daughter's always been incredible ever since she was young. She's still just as much of a high performer as she was back then. Her IQ was measured at 173 at the age of 12. A child prodigy with an enormous range of talents, ranging from cooking to martial arts, embroidery to wood whittling, belly dancing to chess. Oh, she's funny, kind, modest. Basically, she's blessed with practically every positive trait there is. My daughter is outstanding in every sense of the word. Right, I heard she got the highest SAT scores in the whole country. Yes, that was back when she was in high school. She decided to walk the chef's path because that was what she was passionate about. But I know she could have been a lawyer, astronaut, or Nobel Prize-winning scientist if she'd have put her mind to it. She's my pride and joy. Have you ever been to her restaurant? New Hampshire's a long way away. Sadly, no, I still haven't been, as much as I'd love to. You see, I hate flying. In fact, there's nothing that terrifies me more. It pains me to say, but I'll probably never be able to go. Have you never thought about going up there on holiday? It is technically possible by car, but I'd be driving for 46 hours. Not to mention all the hotels I'd need to stop off at on the way. My back's been giving me all sorts of trouble lately, so I can't sit down for long periods of time. If I'm being realistic, it's probably impossible. Priscilla hasn't been home once since she opened the restaurant 3 years ago because her hands have been so full with running it. Wow, you must be really excited about finally seeing her again. Will her husband be coming with her? Apparently it'll just be her this time. She said Jean-Pierre would love to come and meet everyone, but he's staying behind because they can't afford to leave the restaurant without anyone in charge. Things must be really busy over there. My daughter isn't the only one who's outstanding. Her husband is just as impressive. I've lost count of how many international cooking contests they've both won. Their living room is full of trophies. Apparently people travel from all over the world to see them when they see their names on the list of contestants. Aren't they just amazing? Priscilla sounds really cool. She really is. Not like you. Right. I'm not really that good at anything. Don't worry, dear. You do have some use. It's your job to make preparations for my darling Priscilla's homecoming to ensure her stay is as pleasant and comfortable as possible. She'll be back next Saturday morning. Make sure the guest room is sparkling clean from the top to bottom. I want the floor to look so shiny she could eat her breakfast off it. Not that I'd make her do that. Actually, maybe I should make you do it to make extra sure you do a good job. Make sure you give the whole house a go-around with the mini vacuum, too. I saw a flea under Mr. Bigglesworth's collar the other day. The last thing my daughter needs is to come home to a creepy, crawly infestation. Okay, there's something else that's been on my mind. So, I normally cook all the meals, right? But are you sure I'm really qualified to be cooking for a world-class chef? Wouldn't you rather we get takeout or go to a fancy restaurant? She said your cooking will be fine. Remember, it's her job to cook for other people. She says she's looking forward to trying someone else's cooking for a change. Oh, really? Well, I guess that makes sense. I hope she likes my cooking. Let's face it, the chances are slim. Ah, yes, I almost forgot to tell you. She said she's going to cook us a supper we'll never forget on the first evening of her arrival. We'll be having authentic French cuisine, apparently. Wow, that sounds amazing. I can't wait. I wonder what kind of food it's going to be. You're not the only one who's curious, dear. I don't know either, but something tells me we're all in for the treat of a lifetime. You're to ask my daughter what ingredients she needs when she arrives and go out and get every last one of them, and that means quality. Really? Are you sure she'll be okay with me choosing the ingredients? I imagine chefs to be very particular about that kind of thing. Is there anything she's picky about? Are you suggesting we send my Priscilla out grocery shopping to lug a bunch of heavy bags around like some lower-class peasant? If she decides she wants to go out and buy the ingredients herself because she deems your eye for quality to be lacking, you're to accompany her as a luggage girl. Got it. You need to check with her whether there's anything she needs to get ready before she gets here. If there is, go out and buy it. I don't have her phone number. Don't worry about that. I'll give it to you later on. But you better make damn sure you don't say anything rude to her. She's used to rubbing shoulders with the upper crust of society, so a peasant girl like you should be on her best behavior. That applies for the entire duration of her stay. Best behavior. Got it. You and my daughter live in different worlds. She's not normally the kind of person you'd get the privilege of meeting, so you should be very grateful to me for the opportunity. She's leagues above you in every way possible. Yep, I know that, Wilma. I'll make sure to keep interaction with her to a bare minimum. I wouldn't want to bother her. I'll be careful not to say anything rude either. Excellent, good girl. Hey, Amelia, how's it going? My mom gave me your number. I'm glad we're finally in touch. It feels like ages since that time we met at your wedding. I was kicking myself for not getting your number when we met back then. We never get to see each other in person with us both living where we do, so it'd be awesome if we could chat on here instead. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance again, Priscilla. Jeez, why so stiff? Who am I, the president? I'm only your sister-in-law, so you don't have to be so formal. You probably heard from my mom, but I'm gonna be heading home to stay with you guys for a little while soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I'm sorry if me barging in like this is any trouble. No, not at all. This is your house. If anything, I'm the outsider. Don't be silly. You're not an outsider. You married my brother. You're a part of our family now. If anything, I'm the outsider for moving all the way up to New Hampshire. I heard you're going to be preparing us some of your world-renowned cuisine. Is there anything you need me to get ready for your arrival? If so, I'll be sure to purchase it in advance. Really? Oh, that'd be such a huge help. I can't even tell you. You're a star, Amelia. Okay, cool. I'll send you a list later. We can save the fresh stuff for when I get there, but would you mind heading out and grabbing some herbs and spices for me? It's fine if you can't find anything. You don't have to go out of your way. But don't worry, it won't be any trouble. I'll keep looking until I find everything. Thanks. Oh, you're really dependable. I don't think I am. You so are. Leave the cooking to me. What do you want to eat next week? Tell you what, how about I cook you your favorite? Obviously, French food is my specialty, but I'm good with Italian too. I make a mean bolognese. I mean it. Whatever you want. Don't be shy. Well, I appreciate your kindness, but your mom said I'll be having the same as always. You can make whatever you like. I'll just have your leftovers. Go ahead and make whatever your mom wants. The same as always? Leftovers? What the hell?
Food as delicious as yours would be wasted on me. Please, make something that'll make your mom happy.
Whoa there. Hang on a sec. What? There's no way I'm traveling the length of the country without making my sister-in-law her favorite dish. We never get to see each other like this, so come on. What do you say we make the most of it? I want you to have something you enjoy too.
I'm fine, really. We have tons of food in the fridge that I have to eat anyway.
So let's eat it together a few days later, after I cook you something you like.
But it's my job to eat that stuff. I'd feel awful if you got food poisoning.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. All I mean is that you don't have to worry about me.
Amelia, I hope you're not holding back on me. You and I are family.
Family? I could never be considered equal to someone like you.
What? Stop it. You shouldn't speak so negatively about yourself like that. I appreciate if you're trying to be respectful, but being overly polite can sometimes have the opposite effect.
I'm really sorry.
Do you eat leftovers every day? How could my mom and brother just stand by and watch?
I only eat food that's appropriate for someone like me. I'm just grateful to be allowed to live in this house in the first place.
If, by any chance, does my mother say the same things to you?
No, never. Just my own personal opinion, that's all.
Why would you be okay with eating leftovers every day? You're not a dog, you're my brother's wife. Now that I think about it, I've never really heard anything from my mom or Michael about you. On the rare occasion your name does come up, my mom does nothing but complain and badmouth you. I don't get it. How could anyone dislike someone as kind and thoughtful as you?
No, your mom's right. Everything's exactly as she says.
I'm just a worthless good-for-nothing who causes problem after problem despite the fact that your mom was kind enough to let me live with her. I feel guilty for existing. Oh my God, what the hell has she done to you? What did she do to you to make you believe all those horrible things about yourself? Amelia, if it doesn't make you too uncomfortable, I'd really appreciate if you told me what's going on here. I'm just a useless waste of space. My life has no value. That's why I have to serve your mom and Michael with loyalty and diligence to make sure they never toss me in the garbage where I belong. Did someone say that to you?
Your mom?
I see. So my mom's the one who's been feeding you all these twisted lies? What does she think gives her the right?
I'm so sorry.
You don't have anything to apologize for. If anything, I should be the one saying sorry for not noticing this was going on. I've lived so far away from you for so long that I didn't notice you going through hell this whole time.
Priscilla, are you angry with me? I'm so sorry.
No. I'm not angry with you, Amelia, not one bit.
But
I'm telling you, this isn't your fault, sweetie. But it looks like we have some brainwashing to undo before you believe me.
Brainwashing?
Yes, brainwashing. The only reason you have such a low opinion of yourself is because my mom's been subjecting you to such horrible abuse for so long that you started to believe the awful things she says about you. You haven't done anything wrong, not a thing. I mean it. You're a wonderful, kind person with a lot to give to the world. You mustn't listen to my mom. Hello, Mom. I'm home.
Well, would you look who it is? Someone's early. I'm so sorry I couldn't come and get you from the airport, darling. I just got done at the chiropractor's. I'll be home soon. What delicious delight will you be making for supper tonight? What magnificent marvels, what tasty treats will you be rustling up for us? I can barely contain my excitement.
We already got done eating. Don't worry, though, there are plenty of leftovers. Those will be fine for you, right?
What? You ate without me? Me? Leftovers? Why would I eat leftovers?
I don't know. You tell me, Mom. That's what you've been making Amelia eat this whole time, isn't it? And that's why I thought you wouldn't mind eating some yourself.
That girl's been filling your head with lies about me, hasn't she?
You can't believe a word she says, Priscilla. She has issues.
Not that girl, Mom. Amelia. If I'd known what a pair of wicked abusers my family had devolved into, I would have come home earlier.
What are you talking about?
I had a feeling that things were never great between you and Amelia. But I figured quarrels between moms and daughter-in-laws are just part of life, and that you'd work through it between yourselves one day. I was overly optimistic. Finding out my own mom is secretly the mother-in-law from hell has been a big shock for me.
The mother-in-law from hell? Is there really any need to be so mean to me? Is this going somewhere?
I know exactly how you've been treating Amelia, Mom. You can drop the act now. My brother might not have been abusing her, but he certainly looked the other way while you did, which makes him an accomplice to the crime in my eyes. I can't believe I'm related to such a pair of vile savages.
Please, Priscilla, can we just calm down and discuss this like adults without hurling insults? It might look like abuse to an outsider, but I can assure you it's not like that. What I'm doing is disciplining her. She wouldn't even know the basics of how to be a wife if not for my guidance. You have no idea how useless that girl is.
Yeah, I know you made her believe that. But it's not true, is it? None of it is. You just wanted someone kind and trusting you could manipulate into being your obedient lapdog to do your bidding around the house so you could feel big and powerful. This is no different to slavery.
Scandalous! Don't say such absurd things.
She needs to get away from you and this house ASAP for the good of her health. I told her I think she should divorce Michael.
There's no way she'd agree to divorce him. She has no family and no friends to rely on. She's neither strong nor brave enough to leave this house. She's a weak, worthless, good-for-nothing whose only value is to serve us.
I wonder. I've been talking to her every day this last week, and it seems to me like I made some progress on undoing your brainwashing. Why not try speaking to her yourself? Hi, Wilma. It's Amelia. I'm leaving this house.
What are you talking about? Don't be absurd. Where will you go?
I can go wherever I like.
And how do you propose you're going to feed yourself? Need I remind you that you don't have a job?
I'll get half of Michael's assets when we divorce, so I'll have enough to get by on until I find work. Just think about all the useful skills you taught me. I've been working like a dog in this house for so long that I feel like an actual job would be a walk in the park in comparison.
Why, you little... Listen to me, girl. You're in for a rude awakening when you learn the harsh reality of the world outside this house.
I'm willing to take my chances. Something tells me that no matter how difficult things get, anything would be better than carrying on my life here with you. I suffered for so long. But I was only pretending I fell for your brainwashing to lull you into a false sense of security. The truth is, I hated you and was working on figuring out a way to escape the whole time.
You're not getting away that easily. My son will never agree to the divorce.
But, Wilma, he already did.
What? When?
I told him I wanted a divorce last night. My will is firm, and there is not a thing on this earth that could change it. Least of all the impotent whimpers of my spineless husband. He caved within minutes.
Oh my God, no! How did this happen?
Lastly, I have a message from your daughter. All of the love I had towards this family disappeared the moment I found out how horrifically you'd been treating Amelia. I'll be going home earlier than planned. I'm taking Amelia back to New Hampshire with me. You'll never see either of us again. The end.
Never again?
Never again. Priscilla's helping me get my things together now. When we're done, we'll be saying goodbye to you in this house forever. She arranged some temporary accommodation for me, so you don't need to worry about me having nowhere to go.
Like hell I'd worry about the likes of you. But don't think you're getting away that easily. You don't get to make that decision without my say-so. I do not consent.
Do the housework yourself from now on.
To think I was kind enough to let a worthless, good-for-nothing failure of a bride like you live in my home, in spite of the fact that no one loves you and you don't have a soul in this world other than me to rely on. And this is how you repay me? You're heartless.
You're wrong, Priscilla told me. She told me that my life does have meaning. And you know what? I decide that meaning for myself. Besides, Wilma, shouldn't you be celebrating? If I'm really such a worthless, good-for-nothing failure, surely you'd be better off without me around. I left my mother-in-law's house after that. My spineless husband barely even tried to stop me, and with that, my marriage was over. Something about his reaction told me that deep down he must have known he failed me and knew that letting me go was the right thing to do. I heard he moved out himself not long after. Maybe he finally mustered up the courage to give his domineering mother what for. It's a shame it took him so long, but hey, better late than never. I wish he'd have had the balls to stand up for me when I needed him to, though. Priscilla hasn't been home or messaged any of her family a single time since what happened. Hated by both her children, Wilma now lives alone in complete isolation, lamenting the soul-crushing loneliness of her miserable new life. According to rumors from the neighbors, she resorted to extreme hoarding as a psychological coping mechanism for the loss of her family. Who knows? Maybe having her house filled with garbage from wall to wall makes her feel less lonely. As for me, I'm currently working as a waitress at Priscilla's French restaurant in New Hampshire. She knew I had nowhere to go and was kind enough to give me the opportunity to work for her. She's an amazing person, and I'll be eternally grateful for what she's done for me. I'm starting my life fresh in a new land, surrounded by new people. Now I'm fortunate enough to spend my days surrounded by a bunch of kind, supportive coworkers who don't look down on me. Oh, and the food's not half bad either. I could go on all day about how much I love my new life, but I'll sum it up by simply saying that I'm really happy now. But it's important to remember I wouldn't be here if I hadn't mustered up the courage to stop being so servile and letting my psycho mom-in-law walk all over me. Don't get me wrong, I'm still not totally over it. Wounds like that take time to heal, but at least now I'm living my life on my terms. And hey, if we don't live our life on our own terms, then whose lives are we even living? Stand up for yourselves, folks.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.